Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to another Wild Eye Wednesday. Now, today we're going to be talking about Southern Chillers. But before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Wild Eye for sending me this movie to review for you guys. They have an awesome company. They are definitely where it's at with independent horror. I'm going to put the links to their YouTube channel and their official website in the description box below. Definitely check them out. Now, Southern Chillers is an anthology. It came out in 2017, and it runs approximately 84 minutes. And I'm going to treat this the way I do all the other anthologies that I review. I'm going to break it down part by part. Okay, this is a little bit of a weird one. The first segment and the last segment are related. Now, I wouldn't really call it a wraparound since it's technically two separate segments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave those two segments until last and go and start with the second segment, if that makes any sense. The second segment is called Who Are You? Now these are going to be short synopsises, of course, because they're short stories. This one is about a bunch of people who are basically in a living room trying to figure out why they're there, and they're looking for a person who is a psychiatrist. It does take a really weird turn, and it has a weird sort of flair to it. I kind of liked it, so I put a 7 on that one. This is written, directed, and the cinematography was done by Andrew Rumor. It starred Nicole Himmel and Alexandria Jonell. The third segment is called The Kids. This one I gave a 6-2. This one is written and directed by Scott Schluter. It stars Sylvia Savory and Lily Peacock. The reason why I gave this one a 6 is because you're dealing with child actors, and I'm kind of particular about child actors. I can let adults go. I don't know why I have this thing, but I can let adults acting go if they're cheesy. It doesn't bother me. But child actors, I don't know, they just tend to annoy me if they're not really well acted. So, okay, this is about a girl who babysits these kids, and these kids are tormenting her. And that's basically all I can say. It has a really big twist to it. And I thought the twist was pretty good, but like I said, I think it was the acting that kind of got to me on this one. Okay, the next segment was my favorite of the anthology, and it's called Ladies' Night. Now, this is written and directed by Scott Schluter as well, and it stars Hannah Brickman and Madison Tully. This one reminded me a lot of Near Dark. These girls go to a bar and they're vampires. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm sure by me saying that it reminds me of Near Dark, you can pretty much figure out, where I'm going with this. Okay. The next segment is called Surrender. This was my least favorite. This was written and directed by Luis Cifuentes. It stars Luis Cifuentes and Antonio Fruist. This one is about 3 Latino kids who are running from the law, and they end up in this warehouse, and I'm going to leave it there. To be honest, I don't really understand what happened. One of them was injured, and the 2 others got in a fight, and then they end up walking out of the warehouse, and it's like nothing ever happened. I didn't really understand where they were going with that one. So, yeah. Okay, now we're going to go to the first and the last segment in the anthology. The first one is called Stalked. Now, this is written and directed by Scott Schluter. It stars Scott Schluter as the stalker and Jennifer DeFrisco. And this is about a guy, and he's called the brown shoe guy. He has jeans and a white t-shirt. And he is stalking this girl who comes home, I guess, from work. And then you have, which I gave that one a 7 to. Surrender, if I didn't say, I gave it a 5. It was, like I said, it was my least favorite. Now we go to the last one, which is called Dead End Highway. This one I gave a 7 to. This is written, directed, and the cinematography by Andrew Rumor. And it stars Scott Schluter and Michael Navians? Something like that. Sorry for the pronunciation. I think that's why they broke it up into 2 separate parts, because it was directed by 2 separate gentlemen. This one is kind of like a conclusion to what happened before. You basically have the brown shoe guy in the back of somebody's truck. So he got captured by someone, and some guy is going out to bury him alive in the forest. And I'm going to kind of leave it there. Now, overall, I gave this anthology a 7. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't for me. I expected, I guess, to be a lot more slasher-oriented. And the segments weren't bad. Like I said, my favorite was actually a vampire segment, and that's one of my least favorite subgenres in horror. But I thought that they did a really good job with it, and I know that the people were having a lot of fun with it. But definitely check this one out if you like anthologies like I do. It is a solid anthology. It just wasn't my particular taste. So, another special thank you to Wild Eye, and if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.